Yo, what's up guys, it's Calavender. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to become a better Fortnite mobile player on iPad. So, we're just going to jump right into it, and obviously the most important thing right now in Fortnite, and probably ever, is building. Obviously, you want to be fluent at building so that you can have better reactions in game so you can protect yourself. So, for building on Fortnite Mobile, you want all of your building buttons to be on one side, whether it's automatic, so like whenever you click it, it goes right into building, or even if you have to switch mode. It doesn't really matter, but just have all your buttons on one side. And I usually like to have my buttons already ready so that I don't have to press switch mode in order to start building. But whenever you find out where all of your buttons are going to be, make sure it's with as many fingers as possible, or just make sure you're very fluent with the finger that you use to build. Like for me, I use the middle finger to build everything besides my cone. My cone, I use my index finger so that I can place a floor and a cone almost right away. And also, you want to be able to press this button that you can see turning black and white. You want that button to be very accessible for you whenever you're building, because whenever you're building like a 90, for example, you do a ramp and then you do a wall like that, let's say, and then if you just double tap it, it builds the floor and the ramp for you. Just like that. So whenever you build a wall like this, you can just double tap that and it does it for you. Now, as far as sensitivity goes and building for stuff like that, you guys are just going to have to figure out what works best for you, as building is and sensitivity is always different for everyone. And also with building, you want your build buttons to be on one side, and usually you want your place to be on the other side of the screen. It doesn't have to be, you usually don't want to copy anybody, you want to just make anything that fits for you. So I have all my building on my right and all my placement and getting out of building on the left. And also with editing, you want to have your edit button on one side, so you can see it's on the left side for me. And you want your select to be on the other side or with a different finger. As you can see, it is on the other side for me with my other index finger. And usually, just so you guys know, with iPad, you want to play with 4 fingers or more. Usually 3 fingers is too little to take up this whole big of a screen, and you can play way better with either 4, 6, or even more fingers. So, with your confirm button with editing, also you need it to be on. It's obviously the button that you change with. So you want to be able to edit fast. So you want your start edit button to be on one side or one finger, your select edit to be a different finger or the opposite side, and then obviously confirm. So you can do it really fast. Same with confirm or reset. I mean. You want reset to be in a button place that's already used to your fingers. So as you can see, whenever I'm building, I have my double click to go to do my floor and a ramp. I have it right there. As you can see, I have it in the top right-ish of the screen. And so since my finger is very used to clicking in that area, I have that also as my edit reset. So as you can see, whenever I press edit, you can see where that button was. It is now my reset button. So I can edit really fast and I can confirm really fast because everything's on a different finger on an opposite side. Same with building. You can open building in place really fast because it's on an opposite side, and you can get out of editing really fast because it's on the other side or other finger. Now with your HUD for jumping and stuff, you usually want your jumping, crouching, and aim to be either on one finger, because with jumping and crouching and aiming, it's very important, but at the same time, you can make them small buttons so that they're easier to press and you don't have to move your finger around as much. But those are buttons that you want to kind of be clumped up in one area for one finger. And usually, if you're right-handed, you don't want you want as many things that you can click with your right hand because you're more accurate, and like as little things with your left hand. So with pickaxe, you can just put that anywhere that is comfortable for you. This isn't even that comfortable for me. I just put it somewhere on my screen. But with weapons, as you can see in my HUD, I put the weapons where I can just click them right away and I don't have to click in the hotbar or anything. Like whenever you switch mode or anything, they're just already here. And the reason I have going up is because you see this button right here. I have this so that it goes the opposite way. So it goes 5. So whenever I click it, it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1, 2, 3, 4 one is right here, as you can see. This one right here. And I'm just not comfortable with clicking that finger to switch guns. And that's another thing with switching weapons. You always want to have a button where you can just switch instead of clicking with your finger. You can just press this button right here and it'll just switch weapons. So like if I go get a weapon real quick. So as you can see, I picked up a few weapons right here. And I usually always put them in these spots. So I have my shotgun, my SMG, and my AR. And as you can see, just by clicking this, it switches very fast. So if let's say this is a pump and I want to switch to an SMG, I can shoot. And also with your shoot button, I need to add this, you want to have it in your place button slot. So like whenever you place a build, you want to have it placed there, and you also want to have your shoot button there so that your finger is always there to be ready. And obviously you usually, oh, I moved my reset button, I'll fix that. But yeah, you need to have your buttons all be in the same spot whenever you change mode so that your fingers are used to those areas. And with reloading, I have it up here, but like I don't really use that. I just click on the weapon itself to reload because that's just closer to my left fingers for me. And with your backpack, I just put it somewhere where it's easy to access and you can click it well. And with aiming in mobile, you need to have really good aim because hipfire aim is not always going to do you very well. So for this, you want to download an app called iAim. So this is the app, it's called iAim, and whenever you press play, and I bought the $3 pack so you can play anything you want, you can change the amount of time or anything like that. So usually I put it down to like 30 seconds or whatever, and this is just so you can practice your aim. So fire rate, just put that all the way up for tapping, and you can change where your buttons are at and everything, and you can just practice your aim here. And this is where, you know, you can get perfect editing also, because obviously you have to aim to edit. And this just really helps with overall aiming and editing and building even in Fortnite Mobile. So this is basically like Kovacs for mobile. But back to the actual game, that's actually almost it. You just want to have everything where it's accessible for building. Just to sum everything up, you want building to be on one hand or each finger. You want it to be on one side. And you need the switch build button to be on the opposite side or a different finger. You want the edit button to always be on the opposite side of your building so you can build and then edit right away. And then also with editing, you need your reset button to be somewhere where it's memorable. So actually, I'm going to put that back. And yeah, so with editing, you need your reset button to be somewhere where it's memorable for your fingers, where your fingers are resting. And you also need your start edit button, where it's on the opposite side and it's easy to access. And also do not do touch editing. Make sure that is turned off because it is slower to edit with touch editing. And with building and aiming and shooting, you want your aim, your jump, and your crouch to be in the same-ish spot because those are important, but they're just not as important as building and all that. You need all those to be basically on one finger or in one spot where they're easy to get. And with placing builds, you need that to be somewhere where it's very common for your fingers to be. So as you can see, I place builds there. And then if I switch back and also have your switch mode button on the opposite side of your building usually, or a different finger like I said. And whenever I switch back, I can switch to a gun and shoot right away because my shoot button is right there. And also, this is also very important, I already said this, but have your switch weapons button be very easy for you to touch. It doesn't have to be your thumb. Have it somewhere where it's easier to touch so that you can just shoot, switch, and shoot right away. And also, this is the most important tip ever. Do not copy the exact same thing as someone else's HUD because you are not used to it. Everybody's mind and placement of their fingers on an iPad is different. Make your own HUD, get used to it over time. It's not going to happen overnight. I got used to this about 3 days because it was kind of like my HUD from before. And yeah, if this video did help you guys out with getting better on Fortnite Mobile, building, aiming, and all of that, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I will see y'all next time. Peace out.